CalArts not like doesn't consist of like eggshells and glitter and, you know, eggs all over the room and a hot dog sitting in the middle of the floor and you speaking some weird poetry about how a baby fell off of a cabinet or something. Like, it's not for you, to be honest. What's accepted at CalArts is very, very weird. Hey guys, what's up? So this video is going to be giving you guys a little update about my last 2 years in college and what I've thought about it and what I'm doing now and just you know, what's been happening in college. Also, I'm super duper sorry for my voice. You probably can't hear it right now because I just drank some water, but throughout the video you will definitely hear it. I have this little cough and I'm not sick and I don't feel sick. I don't know where this cough has come from, but it's just there and it makes my throat like very scratchy and I don't know, it's just like the worst thing ever. So it's happening, but I still wanted to make these videos for you guys because I'm pre-filming tonight like 3 or 4 different videos that I'm gonna go home and edit, and then I will have, there would be like, I have about 6 already pre-filmed, so there's gonna be a lot of consecutive videos that I'm gonna be posting. So yeah. Overall though, this video is going to be about my college experience the last 2 years. I hope you guys like it. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. So this year I would be going into my 3rd year of college. I would be a junior, but I decided not to go back to college. I decided to take a year off. So 2 full semesters I'm taking off from school. And the reason I decided that is because I don't want to go back to the school that I'm currently at, which is California Institute of the Arts, otherwise known as CalArts, which is in Valencia. And I've been going there for the last 2 years, and overall I just really didn't like the program. I thought like my first year, I was like, the first year I didn't like it, but I was like, it's my first year. Like everyone always says the first year of college is like not as fun, and there's just like a lot of preloaded classes, so you just go and get it out the way, and then, you know, next year you'll be like, it'll be totally fun and like you'll be able to do the classes and like things will start like progressing and like happening for you. But as I was there, I was like, this is just like not what I thought it was gonna be. And then so over the summer in like, I don't know, I think like July maybe, I made the decision to transfer schools, and I would have went back to school this year, but I made the decision too late and the application for the school that I want to transfer to was already closed, so I didn't get the chance to apply. So I'm applying for the fall 2017. For those of you that are wondering like what the structure of CalArts is like, so CalArts is a very like open school. Like there's no rules really on campus. It's very loose and you're pretty much free to do whatever you please. I've been in classes, and I don't know if you guys know, but I am not a dog person. I don't like dogs, and I've never liked dogs, and they just have never been a thing for me. And I've been in classes where people will bring like 400-pound dogs to classes and just sit in class with them, and there'll be like 6 dogs roaming around class and the teacher will not say anything about it. And I'm just like, there's been times where I've skipped classes because people have brought their dogs and I did not want to sit in the class with their dogs. So it's a very like open campus. As long as you're not doing anything that other people are complaining about to the faculty or staff, you're pretty much free to go. So as long as it's not raising a problem with anyone else and they're complaining about it, it's like an all-go campus. Like, just, you're free to go. Even we have a Halloween party during October for Halloween, and during those parties they like serve alcohol. Like, what school really serves the students alcohol? Like, it's a very like open school, and like all that stuff probably sounds like fun, but it's really like, it's good. Like, it's good to a certain point. Like, once you get there and you realize like, okay, I'm paying like almost $50,000 every year for my education. Like, I want some freaking structure. Like, I want to be able to go find, when I want a teacher and I email a teacher 6 times, I want that teacher to be able to reply to me and be like, hey, yeah, like, come to my office hours at so-and-so, so-and-so. I don't want to be told, oh, the teacher is having an art show downtown, maybe you can catch up with them then. Like, I'm not going to drive downtown just to go ask my teacher to sign off on a paper because they're too lazy or too, like, you know, unwilling to open up their email and reply and say, hey, meet me on campus, or meet me in the coffee shop on campus, so-and-so, so-and-so, and we can get this done. Like, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. So CalArts is like not a very structured school. It's like, I think the most devastating part for me to leave CalArts was I worked on campus and I loved my on-campus job. I worked in the registrar's office and I loved working in there, and I think that was the most devastating thing, was to leave the registrar's office, which is like saying something. Like, the most devastating thing about leaving college for me was to leave my job that I had on campus. Like, that's saying something. So the best program at CalArts, from what I've heard, is animation. Animation is where everyone goes. It's the best program. Teachers are very like on point, and I think animation, which is in the film video department, is the best program. You can either go into experimental or character. I think both programs are great. I've talked to people in both programs and they really like it. And then I know, like, I worked in the office where kids would have to come if they want to take a leave of absence, and I know that, like, when they would come and ask for their paperwork, and I just like start talking to them in general, and they would tell me that they were taking a leave of absence or they were leaving the school because they were in the animation program and someone saw their work and Disney wanted to hire them or Cartoon Network wanted to hire them. So I know the animation program is the bread and butter of CalArts. Like, it is what makes CalArts, and I think CalArts, if they wanted to be smart, they should just say this is a film video program, like school, this is for animation, and that is it. Because the rest of the programs, I've had friends who are in dance and they ended up leaving because the dance program wasn't very structured or they weren't getting what they needed, and I don't blame them. Like, I left too. The program at CalArts for photo, as far as I know, is not very structured. There's not really any help for, like, if you want to do anything that has to do with commercial photography, fashion photography, editorial, anything like that, CalArts is not the place for you. I wish I would have known that. No one ever told me that. But if that's the kind of photography that you want to do not go to CalArts. You will literally fail in that field. Like, you will probably not make it very far unless you're very like for me, I ended up getting an internship at Tiger Beat magazine, but it was because I went out and I found that internship myself. So if you're not a very like driven person and like very on top of your game, like you kind of, which isn't a bad thing, if you kind of just always you know, need to have resources kind of very close by to kind of get you going, CalArts isn't the school for you. It's literally like you will not, no one's going to be there to hold your hand because they're not there on campus in general, so no one's going to be there to hold your hand to help you and help you find internships and help you get into these classes and stuff. So CalArts is not a school for anything that is commercial based. Please do not even waste your time and apply. So overall, the photo program is just not very structured. So for example, critique class, I just have these like laying around. So critique class would be classes you'd have to bring your work into. So these were actually some of my photos that I did. I don't know if these are in focus, but these are some of my photos that I did for critique class when I first started CalArts. Brought them in, hung them up on the wall or whatever, and we have to talk about other people's work. It was just so bad that like no one would ever start a conversation. No one ever the critiques were very it didn't have anything to do with the work. Everything was just so forced in that class. Like, I just did not fit in there. Like, it was the complete opposite. Like, whenever I would bring my work in to show, people would be like, one time, I kid you not, and I honestly didn't take it to heart because I was just like, whatever, like, people are gonna say things. Like, I really didn't even care, but I kid you not, I brought in my work one time. It was a photo shoot that I had just did with one of my friends from high school, and we had just did it, and I brought in the photos that I had taken of him, and we put them on display, and I kid you not, someone was just like, I don't know, I don't really get it, I don't see the point of these photos. And that was it. Like, that was their critique, and I was just like, okay, like, thank you. But it was just like really weird because instead of saying like, you know, instead of asking me like, so, you know, did you have any like meaning behind these photos, or were there anything you were trying to like expand on? Is there anything we were supposed to relate to? They were just like, I don't get it and I don't see the point of it. And I was just like, okay, well, thank you. Like, no one wanted to like say anything, and like the teacher would always have to start. It was literally like sitting in elementary school and having to pick every student out just to get them to read a line in the book. Like, it was so bad, and I was just like, wow, like, is this what it is? And so it was just very forced. Critique class wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was supposed to be like where you can get, like, I guess, like, advice on your work and like how to make it better, or like what you're good in and how to improve it, just stuff like that. But it wasn't. We have a photo cage in the photo program, like in the photo lab, so you can go and check out equipment from there. But to be honest, that's not very structured. Like, I was at CalArts for 2 years, and probably within those 2 years, which probably doesn't sound like a lot, but I checked out equipment quite frequently. So probably within those 2 years, like 6 to 8 times at least. Like, I would go down there to pick up the equipment that I reserved, and it would be the wrong equipment. They'd be like, oh, we don't have your name on file, or oh, we already checked that camera out to someone else. So it got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I cannot do this. And I ended up just buying my own camera, which I film on now, and I bought my own tripod and my own lighting and everything else. So this is so much easier than having to go down there and constantly it was just such a headache, and it wasn't very structured, and it's just like, and then when you would complain to the faculty or to the staff about something, they would just be like, oh, it's student run, or, you know, we're trying our best, and, you know, it was just always some lame excuse that they came with, and I was just like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm paying all this money to go here. I'm paying for an apartment to live out here so I can like get an education, and it was just like, honestly, it was just so bad. And like, I think the thing that kept me there for 2 years, you're probably thinking like, why the heck did you spend 2 years there? I think the key thing that kept me there is I just kept thinking like, okay, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, like, this is just the beginning, like, don't worry. But then it got to my second year, and I was like, I cannot waste another year here. I was like, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous if I waste another year here. So I was just like, pause, stop, this is time for me to get out. What else I didn't like about CalArts with the photo courses is that literally there was maybe like 2 or 3 offered a semester. For like, you have to go by year level most of the time, and there's like 2 or 3 offer, and then they just be like, independent study. Like, you would sign up for like independent studies, like that's all it would be. And if I wanted to teach myself something, I would have stayed at home and bought an ebook online and taught myself. If I wanted to do that, I wouldn't be paying you guys almost $50,000 a year to teach myself something. Another thing in our photo program, which I may make a separate video on, that I probably won't go as much detail in on this video, but the students in our program, like the year that we all came in, which was fall 2014, was the year that I went into college, and the year that all of my classmates basically came in. And there's about roughly like 20 of us in that year for first year photo program. There's about 20 of us that all came in at the same time, and it was very, very, very like, you could literally walk into the room and just feel the tension. Like, a lot of us, we just did not get along, and it just got to the point where there was a very big like blowout, and I eventually just separated myself from everyone else, and there's just very few people that I ended up talking to in that program. Like, there's probably a good like maybe 3 or 4 out of the 20 that I like. Is it even 3 or 4? It's about 3. There's no 4th. It's probably about 3 that I talked to in that program, and it's just like, it was kind of like when I got to college, I expected people to be more mature, more upfront about things. I didn't expect it to be like high school, basically, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it kind of felt like to me, and I felt like, you know, I literally just would go through a list in my brain and be like, okay, here are all the negatives, and these are the positives. At the end of the day, all the negatives just outweighed the positives, and I was just like, I don't want to stay here, I can't stay here, and that's why I am now transferring schools. You know, every student at CalArts, they have their major, which is, you know, their métier. Their métier is what it's called at CalArts. So they would, you know, photo, dance, acting, you know, film, animation, whatever it was. they would have their major, and then on top of their major you would have to take your critical studies classes, which at other schools I guess it's called like your general education classes or whatever. But instead of having like math and science and stuff like that, you would have courses that were more appealing to you, I guess. They were more interesting. Like I took a course called The Pink Mirror. I took some courses called like Outsider Theory, stuff like that. Like, but so you'd have courses that were very interesting, but critical studies classes would just fill up so quick, so quick, and it's always really hard to get into critical studies classes, and it's always just like such a mess on those days to get into critical studies. So I think that if you're looking at CalArts, I think it's definitely worth it to go sit in and audit a class and try to figure out if you really like CalArts, because CalArts is a very expensive school, and tuition raises every year. For those of you that do not know, tuition goes up every single year. My tuition started out as $41,700, and by the time that I left, I left September 2016, so I just left. I didn't go into my third year. I only completed 2 years. I left, and tuition was at, I think, like 45 something or 44 something if I'm correct. I'm not sure, but it went up a lot since since my first year there. It went up my second year, and then CalArts doesn't offer, I've never heard of anyone at that school getting a full ride scholarship, like, you know, full ride, everything paid for, or even, like, I've never ever heard of anyone getting that. If you don't live in the country, or if you don't live in California and you think it's kind of a lot to make a trip, if you really can get out to LA and make that trip to like check out CalArts, I definitely recommend it. I definitely think you should come and make that trip and check it out, because let me tell you, if you get here and it's something you don't like, you're gonna be so mad if you flew all the way from freaking Hong Kong for, you know, to go to school, and you're paying like, and I don't know if it's more for international students, or like, I don't think it is, but I think international students end up paying more anyway, because they have to pay for their flight, and then I think that you have to get a student visa, and like you have to go through a lot more to get here. So I think if you're coming a little bit of a ways, I think you should definitely even just make that one trip out here and check it out. And if you really do feel like CalArts is a place for you, then definitely go ahead and attend. But I think you should check it out, and I definitely recommend, like, if it's possible, because I wish I would have done this when I was in high school, and then I probably wouldn't even be in this situation, to definitely go and talk to admissions counselors and ask them if you can audit a class. Go onto the school's website, look at their course catalog if it's available, and see what courses they offer for your major, and say, hey, I want to sit in on this class. Can I please audit this class, you know, before I commit to it? And most likely they'll let you do it because they want your money, so they're going to be like, yeah, come and audit the one class, and, you know, tell us what you think, and, you know, give us your deposit after that. So I wish I would have done that, but I didn't even know that was possible, and then I got to college and I saw like high school kids coming in, and they would be like auditing the class, and they'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was possible. So it's possible. For me, I never lived on campus at CalArts. I just got an apartment out here in Valencia that I'm currently getting to move out of. Actually, for those of you that, like, you can't really see, but they're literally everything outside of this is just boxes packed up, because I'm moving. Technically, I'm moving today because it's 5:42 a.m. So I'm moving today technically. So it's just boxes literally. But I never lived on campus, but I did have a couple friends who lived on campus, and I went into their dorms. And let me tell you guys, let me tell you from the get-go, CalArts dorms suck. They suck. They're horrible, and you would think, you know, for you paying that amount of money that, you know, you would get better dorms, because I've seen other campuses, schools, and their dorms, and they're so nice. They're like living in an apartment. Like, the dorms at CalArts are really bad. So basically how it's set up is you get a room, and there's usually two people to a room, and then there's a bathroom in the middle, and then there's two more people in a room next door, and I guess those are like your suite mates or whatever. I don't know how it's called, but so 4 people share one restroom. There's 2 sinks, a shower, and a toilet. So 4 people share that one restroom, and 2 people share a room. And then sometimes if you get, I heard, a corner room, you share the bathroom with 6 people, because there's usually 3 people to a room, I think. So if you get one of the corner rooms, you share the bathroom with 6 people. I just personally was just like, there's no way I'm going to be sharing a bathroom with 3 other people. Like, that's disgusting. Like, one shower, 1 toilet for 4 people to use. Like, that's just absolutely disgusting. I was just like, I'm not going to be living in a room with someone I don't know, and I'm just a very organized, neat freak person, so I was like, I can't. Also, the dorms just like aren't very clean, to be honest. I've seen the showers and stuff there, and they're just kind of rusted and very old. And I think CalArts was built in like the 60s or something. I don't know. But everything that was built when it originally was there, it's still there. The only thing that we have gotten redone though, since I've been there, was they redid our cafeteria, and now it looks like Zoe 101's cafeteria. And our main gallery restrooms got redone, and those look pretty nice. But other than that, that's it. So overall though, if you do have any questions about CalArts, please don't hesitate to ask. Let me know what's up. If you're applying there and you kind of want some advice, let me know. But I'm not sugarcoating for you. I'm going to tell you like it is. At the end of the day, CalArts is just, it's very fine art based. It's no structure. It's, you know, kind of do as you please. Just, you know, and if you have an issue, maybe take it up with someone, or, you know, just keep it to yourself, because it probably won't get fixed anyway. And that's how it is. There are a lot of art schools that are so much better out there, and that is why I'm transferring and looking into other schools. I wish that I could go back and take all my money back from CalArts, but I can't. It's just tragic, and it happened, and it's over with, and I gotta move on from that. But yeah, so I'm taking a year off from school. So I will be returning to school fall 2017. It is currently fall 2016, and I will be returning in a year, fall 2017, to a new school that I am applying to, and hoping for the best that I get into. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys next time. Sending goodbyes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.